In a recent interview, Los Angeles Lakers head coach JJ Redick voiced strong criticism of the NBA's last 2-minute L2M reports, which have been a subject of debate among fans and analysts since their inception. The L2M reports are intended to bring transparency to the officiating process by reviewing and publicly disclosing any incorrect calls made by referees in the final 2 minutes of close games. However, Redick, a former NBA player turned coach, believes these reports do more harm than good and should be abolished. During an interview with comedian and television host Hasan Minhaj, Redick explained his stance on the matter, highlighting his frustration with the impact these reports have on the perception of the game. "There's always been a human element to the sport," Redick stated, emphasizing that referees, like players and coaches, are not infallible. He acknowledged that referees are subject to internal scrutiny and are held accountable for their performance, just as players are evaluated based on their game footage. Redick's main contention with the L2M reports is that they often fail to provide any meaningful resolution. He pointed out that the reports sometimes contradict what is clearly visible to everyone watching, leading to further frustration rather than clarity. "There are times when the league will come out and say a call was correct, but everyone who watched the replay knows it wasn't," he said. This disconnect between the league's official stance and the reality perceived by fans and players only serves to undermine trust in the officiating process. The coach also questioned the overall effectiveness of these reports in addressing the core issues with NBA officiating. "What does the last 2-minute report do?" Redick asked rhetorically. "We can all see what happened. The intent is for transparency, and while that's a noble goal, it doesn't actually solve any problems. It doesn't make anyone feel better about a bad call that may have influenced the outcome of a game." Redick provided specific examples to illustrate his point, referencing a recent playoff game involving the Philadelphia 76ers. In one instance, a foul committed against Tyrese Maxey was acknowledged in the L2M report, but Redick argued that this acknowledgement was of little consolation to 76ers fans who were already aware of the missed call. Do you think 76ers fans woke up the next day feeling better because the league admitted the mistake? Of course not. While Redick is critical of the L2M reports, he is not against all forms of review. He supports the use of instant replays during games, believing they can be a fair and useful tool when applied correctly. However, he suggested that the current system could be improved, particularly in situations where a non-reviewable mistake is glaringly obvious during a replay. "There's some stuff where we see something happening in a replay, and it's clear as day, but it's not reviewable," he said. "Can we tweak some of that? I don't know, but it's worth considering."